I'm gonna be doing that again. Well, maybe you. Hopefully.
Good evening. Call the meeting of the East Providence City Council on March 18th to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll of the council?
Councilman Fogarty.
Yeah.
Councilman Lawson.
Yeah.
Council Vice President Rigo.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Souza. Council President Rodrick.
Here, let the record show 4 members are present. Please rise for the pledge. Thank you all. First item tonight, we have some special proclamations for a special group, and our Vice President, Councilman Frank Rigo, will make the presentations at this time.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. President. Not to roast my fellow council people, but it seems like all the champions lately have been coming out of Ward 1, starting last year with Rutherford Little League, and even beforehand with the St. Margaret's debate club. And
You want to continue and not rub it in, please?
thank you. I just
just
wanted to make that a
Please continue, or we'll call you out of order.
right, just a point of reference there. So
Well noted.
it's really nice to have a St. Margaret's team here again. Having been, having gone to St. Margaret's, having played for St. Margaret's, having coached at St. Margaret's, and I look back and I was like, wow, I am getting old because in 2006 I coached a CYO midget team that won the state championship and everything like that. So you're in good company because a couple of years ago, one of the cadet teams that won it ended up having 4 girls go on to play college basketball. So we're here to recognize the St. Margaret's team here tonight and their coach, Hagopian. You guys did a great job. You're winning the state championship. You played as a team. I got some things. Your mental toughness. You went in there all the time and you played well. And using your zone defense, and you have a couple of new girls on the team, and you all played as champions. But what makes it even better, I don't know if you know this, but when I found out you beat St. Augustine, I saw that you won the games at LaSalle, and you beat St. Augustine's, and you beat them on their home court. That's their court, and when you beat them up there, that's really a good sign. So I want to congratulate you all. I'm going to call out your names, come up here for a proclamation, and then we'll take a picture with the rest of the council people. But again, great job and keep up the great work. Coach Hagopian. Congratulations. Thank you. You can just go over that way. Addie Doherty. Congratulations. Is it Jane Hayden? Harden? Okay, just the old English language got me. Congratulations. Thank you. Maddie Aldridge. Sophia Gopian. Michaela O'Connor. Aria Kandalov. Layla Price. And you must be Stella Gopian. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Good job, everybody. Thank you. You're welcome to stay here till midnight with the rest of us. Thank you, Council Vice President. Good job. Strong program at St. Margaret's, both school and athletics. They're doing well. Madam Clerk, next item. We're going to go into executive session. We're going to do that right here. And the solicitor, can you read the item? Or Madam Clerk, do you have it? Or?
I have the claims. So this was a property damage claim in the amount of $1,192 filed by Mr. Octavio Cunha as a result of a sewer backup. As you recall, we did previously award property damage claim payment and partial payment. This extra personal property was left out of there because of a little confusion, I think, as to when he had to submit it. And I don't think he had an estimate at the time. So the city does recommend that we pay this claim.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Fogarty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have that 4-0. Thank you. Is there a motion to close executive?
Make a
Is there one more item?
We wasn't in executive.
motion.
Oh, so we're fine. Okay.
Motion to, oh, wait a minute.
You're right. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Consent calendar for discussion and possible vote. Council Journals, March 4th, 2025, regular meeting, and March 4th, 2025, executive session.
Motion to accept the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion to accept by Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Fogarty to accept the consent calendar as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have that.
I'm sorry, I also, B also for the letters for the consent
Yeah,
calendar.
that would include
Yeah.
include the whole package. Everyone still all in favor?
All in favor.
All in favor. The ayes have that 4-0. Next item.
Licenses for discussion and possible vote.
Make a motion to bundle.
Second that.
Motion to bundle, Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Fogarty.
And that's the bundle with no exceptions.
All inclusive, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have that 4-0.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve, and there's a second. Councilman Fogarty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have that. Next item.
That was, Council President, that was all the licenses. I don't
All the lists.
know if the gentleman was here for the licenses, but
Are you here for a licensor?
So all set.
You're all
It just
set.
got approved, yep.
If you have it, if you have any comments, you're welcome, but you're all approved.
You can come up.
You want to come up to the mic, talk about your business?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Just give your name and address for the record.
My name is Jaga Jai. I am from Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm looking to open a business convenience store in East Providence, North Broadway, 665. So right now, I'm potentially gonna take over by April 1st. So we are in transition, and after that, I would like to open in the same facility like a deli, because there was previously deli and convenience store together.
Very nice.
This attract a lot of neighbors. There's a nearby skating ring, and there's a school nearby. So hopefully the neighbors and school kids will contribute to building this business.
All right, welcome to East Providence. Okay, thank you. Wasn't approved? Well, he said he was.
I know.
Andy, can you follow up
Want
with
to
him?
tell him?
Sir, it's,
There you go.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, right.
Next item, please.
Council members, number one, request for city to move forward with laying the pad and purchasing the event tent for Crescent Park. Update on concession storage office building project.
So the bids came in high for the project. So I haven't heard yet a plan on the building, but I'm hoping that we can at least move forward with the pad and the tent for this season. I don't know, Patricia, if there's any update of if that can be done. I know the building, it came in above budget and that has to be looked at, but the pad and tent, I don't think needs to be delayed while we look at the building.
Good evening, Councilman. So I have the same information as you do. I don't have much more to report other than the bids did come in high. We're currently finding alternatives to reduce the price. So in terms of the tent and the pad, I can look into that and get back to you.
Yeah, I think that's low hanging fruit that we can at least show the public, hey, we're moving forward. I understand the building. I went by Kim Rock today, and that's the kind of concession we just need, except for 2 stories. But I get it. It came in high. But if we could at least see if we can get the event tent for this summer, that'd be good. Because it's just a matter of laying the pad and buying the tent pretty much.
That would be the goal. Absolutely.
Thanks, Patricia. And the second thing is just, the last public meeting, they talked about maybe meeting at the former Oldham. So the public, I was just seeing if we could maybe look at a scheduling for that. I'm not sure the timeline of the consultants, NVA, but if possible, you don't have to answer right tonight, but, oh yeah, okay, great.
Just to give you a little bit of update, if I may read into record.
Absolutely.
Your question about the feasibility study in terms of a public meeting. So there is, sorry, can you hear me okay? Oh, it's just I wasn't eating the mic. There we go. How's that? Not afraid of a mic. In terms of the actual feasibility study in the public meeting, so the plan is later this spring. There isn't a specific date, but I can come back to report that out to the council once we have that. But just to give you an update, so the consultants are working on the following 2 things. One is finishing up the concept models. That's the first thing. The conceptual models of how the incubator could work based on a lot of the feedback that we did in fact receive during the public input and some of our research. Additionally, we're going to begin the design of the facility, including, rough approximate floor plans, elevations, all based on the buildings program. Other tasks, according to planning, will be to get additional stakeholder input, as we had talked about, in that we've received a lot of input already through a series of in-person and virtual meetings. We'll continue to do that. Sorry, can you not hear me again? And we do have to talk about the space requirements, building design, an operating model that will obviously be defined based on user input. Obviously, everything costs money. So we're looking at the financial analysis, evaluating the cost to both acquire, build, operate, and finance the program and the building. We're also working on some of our additional tasks are the final recommendation based on risk and economic assessment. And then, of course, studying the finalization, including a web-based, we'll provide a web-based presentation on those findings. Just to go a little further, just to give you a little update, and I'm reading some of these details now myself. Since we held the public meeting, we want to wait until there is more to present. Well, there has been some repairs to the building. We're not sure if it's currently in the right shape for a safe public tour. I know, Councilman, you had asked about bringing the public into the building. So as you know, you've been in there before. There's still an engineering.
There you go, Mike.
It's all Mike's fault. Blame the solicitor. So the engineering firm is in fact finishing up the hazardous building materials. So I think bringing people in at this point would probably not be the best idea. So, and of course, obviously we don't want anyone to get hurt. So if someone tripped and then there's a liability and such, but I'll be able to get back to you in terms of like, if a tour might be interesting to people, but the building would otherwise be a poor space for a meeting. There's no seats, no climate control, no HVAC, no audio visual. So I think that the plan is still to have a public meeting in the spring, but I think the building may not be the best idea just for safety and hazardous materials. I know I cough a lot when I go in the building, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Councilman. Yeah, I think it's a nice idea. As soon as practical, we'll let public see the place and do a little something there. So as soon as it's safe to do that, it's a good idea. Thank you. Before we move ahead, I'd like to go to, without objection, go to page 7 and allow our police chief to come forward. There's a resolution to purchase 45 portable radios. And Chief, I believe this is through asset forfeiture funds.
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, if you want to briefly describe it and we can vote at this time.
Absolutely. About 2 years ago, a little less than 2 years ago, June of 23, we bought 60 new radios, and we were recently notified by Rhode Island Emergency Management that the remainder of the styles of radios we have that we did not replace will become obsolete soon, just because of their age. No more patches, that kind of thing. So this is a new purchase to replace those obsolete radios.
And for the public watching, the asset forfeiture account will cover this. It's not a drain on an unsuspecting budget.
That is correct.
Great.
Wouldn't have mattered to me either way.
Yeah.
The police need something, we're going to give it to them.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, they need the proper.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Councilman Lawson moves to approve, seconded by Council Vice President Rigo and Councilman Fogarty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Chief, I don't know if this is your last public appearance.
I may be at the next one.
Next meeting, maybe.
Another large purchase coming up.
All right, never mind. We won't say good luck yet. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Madam Clerk, we could revert back to the regular agenda.
Communications, none. Public comment, none. Appointments, none. Council members, number 3, Union Primary Complex Neighborhood Complaints, Vice President Rigo.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, Mr. President. This was on our docket back in September, October of 2024. And it was brought to my attention about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I have some photos, and since then, I've been in communication with the mayor's office and the mayor himself, and they have talking to the developer. You can see here, this is, I'm not the greatest photographer coming out of my car, but you can see, if you can go to the next slide as well, well, there's all the debris around. That's the dumpster, and it's supposed to have doors on them. You could see on one of the photos that the doors are on the ground. You can see them right there. So this is the dumpster, and the doors are down. And there's all the garbage there, and there's garbage, obviously, that has gone to the property. Also, the fence in the back, as you well remember, the family that came here talked about how their 7-year-old child was able to get out of the fence, and those issues are still there, that it's not covered. They were supposed to take care of that scenario. There is a fence on the side, I don't have a picture of, that's sort of fallen down. Since then, I've been in communication with the Chief of Staff, Resendes, and as well as the mayor. They've talked to the developer. He has taken the doors are not up yet, but the doors are not on the property. It seems in communication that the doors will go up tomorrow, but these are things that the neighborhood has continued to complain about, the excess debris there. Obviously, not having the doors, things are going to stop flying around. And what we were told back in September, October about the back fence being fixed, there's covering that goes to about halfway in the back. If they could cover that all up, cover the holes so that children aren't leaving there, and God forbid, walk away when the parents aren't talking about it because you're close to Pawtucket Avenue and Main Street. So I'm just bringing this to the attention that we really need these developers to come in and be really good neighbors. The neighbors in that neighborhood, it's right across the street from the Epiphany Church. They take great pride in their property, and they don't need to be having this garbage flying all over the place. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council VP. Mr. Solicitor, could we have maybe the building officer or whoever is appropriate to make a contact with the owners and see if they can't, it shouldn't take too much to clean that up. I know State Rep Kazarian has also contacted us and is concerned. So a little bit of effort on their part, and I think they could keep everybody happy. We could reach out. Can you do that also?
Yes, Council President. And just to add to what Council Vice President Rigo was mentioning, we did speak with the developer, as the councilman said, and just two notes. So they are adding another layer of screening behind the fence, at the fence where Council Vice President Rigo was mentioning. And then the contractor, the developer also said that the contractor will do the work this week to remove the wood doors. And then they're going to add, in addition to the wired fence, they're going to add a wheel and a latch so it's not super noisy, so it kind of swings open, and then there will be a latch, so that should stop some of that debris from or some of that stuff that's behind the fence. So just wanted to give you that update.
Okay,
we can
great.
Have DPW go out.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Next item.
Public hearings, ordinance for second and final passage for discussion and possible vote.
Is this going to be stayed until the April 1st?
We need to advertise for this. It needs to be tabled to the April 1st meeting. April 4th, whatever that meeting is. April 1st, I'm sorry.
April 1st. Do we need a motion to table?
You should, yes, please.
Is there a motion to table this till April 1st meeting?
A long night for you.
Second, Frank's motion.
Motion by Councilman Fogarty, seconded by Councilman Lawson to table until the April 1st meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
New business, mayor communications.
Yes, Director Rezendi.
Good evening. This will be short and sweet. So there is one, actually, do you want to start with the appointment? I'm sorry, Madam Clerk.
Yeah, I can make a motion that we reappoint to the Canvassing Authority Jerome Spinola.
I can second that.
Motion to approve and the appointment by Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Fogarty. This is a reappointment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
And then in addition, we just have, just out as a courtesy to inform the council that we are working through some additional appointments and reappointments for our Affirmative Action Commission, as well as our Mayor's Advisory Council on LGBTQAI+ affairs, and that those appointments are listed on the docket. In addition, March 2025 is Social Work and Social Worker Month. And so we just want to recognize all the social workers here in the city and beyond for all the amazing work that they do day to day. And then obviously you're well aware of Chief Francisconi will be retiring, as well as Deputy Chief Barry Raymer. So we'll be celebrating them at a later time, and we'll be sure to invite the council to that.
Okay, thank you. Well noted on all counts. Does not require council action. Next item.
Reports of other city officials? None. Report of school committee liaison?
Councilman Lawson.
So just an update, I attended last week's meeting. Apparently they meet here now, but nobody really knew why. I guess one member of the committee said he wanted to do it here. Anyway, most of the meeting was talking about building access, and apparently one was bringing in a member of the community to take pictures and stuff. But the big thing I want to mention was with the upheaval in the federal government, education funding, we have to be vigilant, and I want to be very proactive. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We have no idea. It's going to go through the courts. The courts already blocked some cuts today. I don't know if you guys saw that news, but I just want us to be a very proactive city that, you know, these kids losing $100,000 is a big cut. So there was nothing specific that was said. Like I said, everything's still kind of in flux until we hear what the federal government's plan is for spending on the federal level for education and stuff. So that's it. That was the biggest thing. And again, the rest of the meeting was about their access policy. But I just wanted to keep up the communications between the city and school. I want to tear down that city side, school side wall like the rest of us believe. And that's it.
Thank you. And I do agree that it is more important now than ever that we keep this communication going. And because this council has agreed to provide as much funding as possible to the school department, we know about the plan with the excess bond monies. So I think we have a right to keep on top of things and make sure that we're all on the same page. And there's some decisions I'm sure we'll have to make with future spending. So thank you for staying on top of that, Councilman. Next item.
Resolutions for discussion and possible vote. 1, resolution requesting the General Assembly reinstate general revenue sharing to cities and towns, introduced by Councilwoman Souza.
So the councilwoman is unable to be with us. I don't know if someone else had picked up that
I
ball and
I support this. So I haven't heard that she wanted us to stop. So I make a motion, we approve.
Can you give a quick summary for the public without reading? I don't know.
No,
if we have it.
basically it's about the revenue sharing for cities and towns, you know, basically state funding flowing down to us. I apologize for not having the
No, that's
no details.
fine.
but,
It's the general theory of
and
revenue sharing.
this resolution is just saying we support.
They used to do it in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so motion by Councilman Lawson, seconded by Councilman Fogarty to support this effort. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Next item.
Resolution requesting adjustments to school traffic cameras, introduced by Councilman Lawson.
So I'm going to ask we table this. There's no rush on this because the revenues are still part of this fiscal year. And I'd rather wait till Anna's here so she can have her opinions heard as well.
Sure.
So
Do you
I
want to make
request
a
a table.
motion to table?
Yeah, I request we table at this time.
Motion to table, seconded by Councilman Fogarty, to be determined what date. Is that okay? So
Yeah, no rush.
sure. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have that. Thank you. Next item.
Resolution authorizing the granting of an easement to the Narragansett Electric Company for installation of gas service at Martin Middle School, introduced by Councilman Fogarty.
Councilman.
Passage on this.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Fogarty to approve the passage, seconded by Councilman Lawson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. 4-0. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Next item.
Number 4, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with CDM Smith for Phase 1 of the sanitary sewer evaluation study, introduced by Councilman Fogarty.
Passage, please.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fogarty, seconded by Vice President Rego and Councilman Lawson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Next item.
Introduction of ordinances, none.
Make a
We
motion to
have
adjourn.
no ordinances.
Second.
Hang on, I'm just looking at some housekeeping duties on the agenda.
They sign up after you do.
You don't have a paper that anyone signed to speak? Did you? Yeah, that already was passed. Is there anyone here
Anybody-
that
a public comment
was
sheet?
late in signing up for public comment?
Did you sign up?
They come in after.
We're all. Okay, it's totally up to you.
Yeah, we've got a little time if you're going to be brief. You got it. Come on up.
Andy. Andy, I think.
Yeah. Would you identify yourself, please, for the record?
My name is Nancy Hale. I live at 889 Bullocks Point Avenue,
Welcome.
and I am here tonight with a very big but short attitude of gratitude. I want to extend thanks to Mayor Bob DeSilva as well as Chief Francisconi for over a few years now managing a number of, I would say, traffic issues, to be brief, at in the neighborhood where I live. And I think at this point, I can report a lot of good news. But the most interesting thing, after we had the crosswalk put in, among the first to use it were 2 squirrels. But and then the people in the neighborhood who were resisting using it, I have now recently seen they're on that crosswalk and they're having their conversations on the side of the street. There's much improvement and a lot of behavioral modification has been made to keep pedestrians where they're supposed to be, and cars, they're still going too fast at times, but that's never going to end. But without the pedestrians in the street, it makes it safer for the cars to zoom it when it is safe to go a little more than 20 miles an hour.
Nancy,
Anyway,
do you notice since we did no parking along the top of the park,
you
a
mean,
little bit safer?
oh, I believe that, yes,
Okay.
that is much safer just for visibility, because in the past, when we are very busy on that road sometimes, people, strollers, bikes, dogs, walking between cars onto the road.
Correct.
So yes, whoever worked on all of that, assessing it, and, that would include the Department of Public Works, it's better. So it's nice to see progress. And with more events coming up, there's still some more things that need to be done, but, it takes time.
It does.
And that's one thing I've learned by coming to city council and realizing all that all of you do and the time that you take listening to constituents and, dealing with, getting things done. While, by the way, there's COVID and the bridge breakdown, and these kind of things can get in the way, or at least slow things down. So really appreciate all you do and all that the administration does. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hale. Appreciate it. Before I take another motion, just a shout out to Ms. Kathy Holohan, who, along with the mayor and his staff, but Kathy doing the bulk of the work, organized another successful St. Patrick's Day celebration here yesterday. Even in the rain, it was very well attended, and a good job done once again by Kathy. Is there a motion?
Well, I have one other.
Yes,
thing.
go ahead.
I want to shout out a big happy birthday to the ultimate city clerk, who's a benchmark for the state of Rhode Island. It's Valerie Perry's birthday today. So happy birthday, Valerie.
Good point. Congratulations.
And since we're adding,
It's not my birthday.
I absolutely loved. I played at Stevie D's Saturday night. We were at capacity. They had to shut the doors. Gaff's was jammed. You saw so many of our local establishments this holiday weekend, and it warmed my heart to see how well they did. And that's what it's all about. East Providence is the place to be. So,
Stevie D's.
Frank, you want to add anything?
To hear you sing.
Well,
No, Stevie D's was crowded because they heard there was a dartboard with you.
that's right, buddy. I actually
no,
had to put
I
a chair
agree.
behind me because I was coming off the flu and I was still a little dizzy.
It's a thriving scene in East Providence, and
So much.
better. Any other public service announcements at this time?
I cooked a meatloaf dinner tonight.
Say Martha's, you've been doing Lent, fish and chips.
We shout out to everybody, that goes to St. Brendan, St. Martha's, the churches that do that keep them open, keep the doors open, keep the people.
Zeppola tomorrow.
Tommy gave approval. He was back there. He showed up. We sold out 2 weeks in a row. So yes, shout out to St. Martha's and all the
You said I'm getting a Zeppelin this year?
Trinity,
Yes.
Bright Ridge. All
It's Stapler time tomorrow.
Yeah, baby. The best holiday.
Is there a motion?
Great job.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded by Councilman Fogarty. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.